What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video. 2016 Mazda CX-5 getting ready to change the rear brake pad, so let's get to it. Alright, so you need a 21 millimeter after you jack your car up. Use a jack stand for safety. Always safety is first. So, that being said, reason B, sometimes jacks fail. I have had some that have failed, and what happens is you'll jack it up and gradually it'll start to sink, or it'll start to sink fast. But 21 millimeter. Not quite sure what the caliber bracket, the caliber bolts are yet. The fronts were 14 millimeters. So let's see what these are. Move this tire out the way. All right. So front was 14. Let's see what these are. These look like 14s as well. These are a little rustier than the fronts. So yeah, let's get it in. Should be a good shot. Let's double check and make sure they are 14s. So let's get this in here. And yes, they are 14, same as the front. Check your wrench, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So you're gonna hear the click and you're gonna crank left. Turn it, hear the click, crank right, that's right to tighten it, and left to loosen it. So we'll be going down or up. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. New parts is here. All right, so we back. We got our other parts. We're gonna see if these break free. Otherwise, you'll need some rust penetrant, WD-40, PB Blaster. I recommend both, but PB Blaster is one of my go-tos. But yep, right tight, lefty loosey. Looks like these are coming loose. All right, may not need to use any. Give it some smacks, and that'll help break it free. All right, let's switch back to the speed bracket just to make the video a little shorter. And I bought it for that purpose because I don't like to work hard anymore. Well, never did, but through time you will build your toolbox, basically. All right, so this one is loose, so we don't have to mash it. Should just work it way back out, like so. And these are the twist in styles. Kind of had a feeling it might be. Let's see if I need to remove anything else to proceed. Hopefully I can flip this over like this. And just to be safe, let's just disconnect this sensor here. Just to be safe. And let me look at it because I never had to remove one of these and don't want to break anything. So let's flip it all the way around, take a peek. And if you can't, just like I said, I haven't changed one of these yet, but it looks like it's a push pin down inside of it. So let's try it. And I need a smaller screwdriver. All right, so that's not gonna fit. So I'm gonna get something a little smaller to try to push this out. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to remove the 10 millimeter. So, see what we can do. And let's grab a couple of things. All right, we just need it to pop out for us. So, it's a little lip inside of this. Let's flip it back. So, I'm gonna push on it from the inside of this button. I'll show you that here in a second. And it should pop out, so let's see. Flip it up, I see it right here. If I can get it to go down, I'll be happy. All right, so instead of struggling, let's see if we got a bolt down here. And we do. It's a 10 millimeter on the back in case you can't remove this clip. But let me get one more tool and see if I can remove this clip. Give me a second. I started to remove the electronic module connector, but I figured I don't have to. You're gonna need a 4-way adapter, and you're gonna need a brake kit like this. You can pick one between 25 to 30 bucks, maybe a little less on Amazon. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. but you're gonna have to create it, and you're gonna have to build this like such. And you're gonna put your adapter on here, 2 nipples here, and sit her up. And you're gonna start backing this up till it hits the base of the caliper up here. All right, I'll move the camera so you can see a little better, and I will move back again. All right, so we got that there. Got it set up. Now we can start twisting this back. Brake clips for the rear pads. And start it. And it should go back freely. Otherwise, you might have some issues, some binding, but it should just spin just like this. And you're gonna keep going back. Sometimes they stop, sometimes they don't. Some with the electronic module, they'll keep making the noise, but they will keep rotating. So that's what I experienced on some other cars. But yeah, you want this to go back and glide back smoothly like it's going. And you want to go back till it stops, until it's flush. Some of them will flush out, some of them won't, but this one I do believe gets flush. And it'll stop on me here in a bit. You hear that motor? That means it's back all the way. Okay, so now we can back this up here. Sometimes it's tight and you might need a wrench or something to back it up. But this one's back far enough, as you can see. All right, now it's time to pop out these pads. Let's get another light so everybody can see better. There we go. All right. Pop one out, latch it up. Sometimes you'll need a screwdriver, sometimes you won't. Okay, so this one has a screamer on this side, not at the bottom. Okay, so we'll put that on there as well. And let's see if we have one on the back side. Let's set this one on top of that one so we don't get any dirt on it. There we go. And we do have one on the back side. Let's see. Yep, so let me get the clips so I can set those up. These are going to pop out too. Got some new ones. We'll match those up as well. Alright, let's make sure everything looks good. The fronts were universal as far as top, bottom. You can flip them either way. These look the same as far as universal. So let's go ahead and sit these on here. And we want to make sure it's not hitting up against the rotor. So we're going to mash those down in there. Get ready to move the camera back over. We're back on this side now, just so everybody can see better. All right, and let's go down some. Let's go to the focus area. All right. So we got one clip in. Take your screwdriver and just mash in. Move your rotor a little bit to make sure it's not scraping up against your clips. Might be a little tedious. These have a spring on them, so you're gonna have to kind of spring it back and slide it in. Just saying. And let's see. All right, these clips are really pretty good, but we're gonna change them because it came with new ones. All right, so these are our screamers. Some of them are already on, so if you don't know, you can kind of match it up and look at it how it goes on. Okay, so this is smaller, but they should apply the same way. Let's see. If not, I'm gonna reuse the old ones. Okay, so you got a little tip right here, and you're gonna get that to go on there first. Let's see if I can stretch this out. This one looks kind of weird. Okay, so it's gonna go on top here, and you're gonna rock it over the pin, or over the pin here, and then rock it over one of these kind of ways. Try to mash it over. It's almost there. Let's see if I can use my screwdriver. There we go. So I use my screwdriver to pry that one in. So we got this side set. Put this back in the box. And that way we don't lose that one. And that side was on the bottom, so we're gonna do the same. And same here. Hopefully that's on cam for you guys. Got the nipple here. Let's flip it around. Put it on there. Or you can get it up here. Let's see if I can do what I did last time. But if not, then we're gonna be prying a different way. Let's see if I can get it. Almost there. See if we can go back the other way. So yeah, this is one of those things that you usually don't have to do. And since I got it halfway, I'm gonna use my screwdriver again, and let's mash it on over. It's a little tedious, but all good. Got that to come over, and we're gonna mash it down. Let's make sure it's set. And this one's almost set. So I'm using my screwdriver, and I'm just gonna crank it down like that. And it's still off a little bit, so you don't have to work with it. And you want it on there good. So this side is good. Right. Hopefully that's good enough. Yep, it looks like it's on there, but it's still at a little angle. Let's see what the other one looks like. And double check. Okay, look like we're good. So make sure that one's sitting better. All right, so let me line this clip up. Still got a little gap here. So let me line that up real quick so I ain't wasting time. Be right back. All right, so we got the clips in and wanted to make sure everything was correct. So I'm gonna put a little bit of brake grease on these. Just a little touch, just to stick my finger in there and just lubricate it just a little bit. You don't have to do this, you can. Check your rotor, make sure it's not scraping. Same thing with the other side. And this side over here is going to be the tight, tedious side just because the way these pads are. And some of them, well, you can't see really. So unless you're in the air and you're underneath the vehicle or you slide up under there, which I might have to do. So let's try that first. We already got our caliper back. We got our 4-way on there. So we're going to need that for the passenger side. I mean the driver's side, we're on the passenger side. All right, so this is the tedious part. Okay, so these clips here, you're gonna have to pop the spring in up here. So it's gonna sit kind of close. You're gonna smash it up a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to rock in. You might need some brake grease if you don't get the set this good. And it's on there. So let's pry this up. And it should slide right over. If I get this side, oh, you got a spring on both of them, so you're gonna kind of have to spring them back. Don't like these new clips, but we gotta use what we gotta use. And if it doesn't go, means something's offset. There we go. That's where that screwdriver comes in handy. Pinch that back. And I definitely don't like this clip, so let's mash it down a little bit. Let's try to get the slide back with the spring. Get that out. Glove. Don't need that in there. Spring it back. And my light moved. And this clip here. Let's try to get it. Bring this back like that, and let's rock it and push and give it a little assistance. And that's not the case. So I think I'm going to reuse the old one just because this one is weird. Okay, let me reset my pads back up just because that clip is funky acting. Let me see if I can at least get the back on. Might have to lay on my back. There we go. So the back went on, no problem. Okay, so this clip here, let's see if I can use one off the old pad. That one sits a little better. Yeah. Let's pop this one on up and off. Or is this fixed? Nope. It's a little different from the new one. So let's just pop it up a little bit. Because we're going to use this one. We can. And let me get a smaller screwdriver. Yeah, little stuff like this. Brakes are different, so on some vehicles. Hopefully we can reuse this one. starting to loosen up for me. And let's see if we can pop it out. There we go. Got that one off. Let's pull this one on off. Just because we were having issues. But yeah, if you're having issues, just use your old ones. Doesn't hurt anything. Okay. Got the old one. We're going to set back our pin like it was. And hopefully I can get it on without taking too much time. Almost there. Let's go back with it this way then. There we go. So we got that one this way. Got a little grease on my pad, so I'm gonna use some brake parts cleaner to get that clean before I pop it back in. You don't want any grease on your pad, so let's clean this guy on up. Right. Get our spring set. Let's rock back our top. Let's slide this back out some so we can have kind of a distance. Spring in, spring back. Let's see if I can go top first. Just about there. Just about there. And scoot it back out some. And let's get this to go in. There we go. Now they're both in. A couple taps. Make sure. And we're going to apply a little brake grease to these. So sometimes you might have to switch clips or put the old ones back on. You really only need one brake screamer. It's going to let you know, because usually most cars only have one front and back per side. So one front, one back. So usually on most cars. All right. So we got that. Do I got a little rag? Yes, I do. A little paper towel. Let's go ahead and flip this back over. Oh, before we do that, let's check these. Our guide pins, they're nice and greased. This one's a little stiff, so let's pop it on out. It's not ugly, but we're gonna put some brake grease on it. Just to keep it nice and lubed and it slides right. Otherwise, you'll have an offset caliper sometimes. Well, as far as your pads, they'll wear different. One will lock up and one won't. So there we go. Should move like that. We're gonna do this one too since we did that one. Pull that one out. And I'm probably gonna have to do the same for the driver's side. But you want a generous amount on these so they'll slide real good. And you just want to kind of cake it a little bit. All right, slide this one back in. You'll hear it pop or poop like that. Sometimes you might have an air pocket. You might have to work it a little bit. But in this case, we had no air pocket. All right, slide this back and over. Make sure it's on our pads good. Watch your module, brake module, just kind of work it in. All right, let's do the bottom one first. Hold the weight. There we go. And we're gonna hand tighten these as much as we can. And just kind of wiggle it. And we should be there. So let's hand tighten as much as we can. And sometimes your bolt down there will start to spin. And if so, we'll use a screwdriver to hold it still. But let's see what we get. And we're gonna go regular ratchet. So I can show you guys. Same thing that applies. And I usually hold this sometimes until it locks up. And if it's moving a lot like this one is, I'll take a screwdriver or something, just kind of pry up against this like this. Against that right there, or you might need a wrench, but anything to make it not move as far as your guide pin. Okay, so that one's tight. This one might be okay. And tighten it some more. And this side is almost done. And this one didn't do the same. So smacks like you did till it starts to bounce back like that. Same thing with the bottom. Tight. Smacks. And you'll see it. start to bounce back. So we are done, ladies and gentlemen, with the rear brake pads. So I'm getting ready to go over to the driver's side so I can finish the complete job. So this same process applied to the driver's side. So you're going to spend about half an hour, 40 minutes on both, depending on if yours are real rusty or not. But yeah, 2016 Mazda CX-5. And yeah, this is how you change the rear brake pad. So hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. If you subscribe and you don't want to see my content all the time, you can turn off the notification, but it does help build a channel when people subscribe. And I hope this helps you on doing your rear brakes. You see, we got to do some other stuff that should have already been on the pad, but certain things are different nowadays. But yeah, hit the thumbs up. Always remember, rust is the enemy on these things, which causes us to have to work so hard as far as all this stuff. So thanks for watching. Next video, I'm out.